So we have gone from what I would say is a 60, 70% offensive to defensive ratio to like basically upper 90 percentile. Like we are an offensive fire department.
Occupying interior space and spreading
And
some
if it's
water.
not occupiable, we make it occupiable.
Hell yeah.
With the water, right? So,
Right.
And this is default aggressive. It's off the rig. It's on tank water, right? Because if you ain't using your tank water, well, I don't know if you're saving it for the next fire or what, but.
And like there's no body of water big enough to separate the fire service on a global scale. And I think, just personally, I think in the next decade, you'll see the world, and I always say the American Fire Service, and my new thing's going to be the worldwide fire service. I think you're going to see the worldwide fire service more connected and dropping the ego and coming to the table just like the Blue Angels do when they're done doing a flight for training and talking about what you did good, what you did bad, how do we make it better, how do we share, and what's going on. There's just too many great people from Spain, Germany,
right.
Germany, they got a facility that we're looking to go to, like Jim McCormick's, over there doing stuff. So I really think that the future of the fire service on a global scale is going to be something we've never seen in a respectful way, because there's a lot of stuff that they do that we could learn from. And obviously there's things that, I think they could possibly, get from us.
Right.
I have a very young, aggressive group of officers. I have a brand new turnover in chief staff that's ultra supportive of the expansion of the division, of training. And here's the big thing, Corley, bringing outside in.
Right.
Because I've spent my career of getting knowledge being outside in. And I just want to say this about outside in organizations. We have to be careful as firefighters in large, busy organizations of becoming what I call insulated.
Oh, yeah.
Insulated fire service is, man, this is the way we do it. We don't care about, here's the famous one, I don't care how they do it in FDNY.
Right.
Okay. No one's saying we need to do FDNY, but here's the fact of the matter. Most of what we do is from the FDNY. So in light of that, everything that we've learned at the city of Fort Walton Beach wasn't one-off ideas. It was a hodgepodge. There's a saying in the art world, nothing new under the sun. Every inspiration comes from something. So in light of that, I want to do at South Walton a form of that. It's an outstanding training facility. We have a tower like no other. We have a Connex burn setup that's pretty great, even greater in another year or two when we go to revamp it. We are resource heavy. We're able to expand. And I plan on bringing, hopefully, a lot of that outside influence in selfishly, not only to our organization, but hopefully to the region. Kurt has done a tremendous amount of good for the 850 area all the way over to South Walton. But from South Walton to where he's at in Pensacola, that's a solid hour and a half, nearly 100 miles away. So I'm hoping to work with Kurt and a lot of other people in the future and bringing bright minds in.
So today on the scrap, we have Corley Moore. It's going to be a great show as soon as Corley gets back. There he is, today's guest, Corley Moore. Making his way over to the table. On the mic.
Let me ditch this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Corley.
Yo.
I think we're live.
Did he go live automatically?
Apparently, yeah. Welcome to my show.
I thought I turned that off, but I think it resets and does it on its own.
Say hello to our friends.
Yeah, we'll see. It's all good. Yeah, we're live. Yeah. We got people watching. Hey, look at old Rob with his pretty hair. Scott Sanders wants to know,
the Colonel,
how do you keep the fire burning with all you have going on in your life? Family, firehouse, training company. At some point, the candle burns together and the flame may go out. Just curious. It's a great question.
Man, we're getting deep right off the rip. Let me
right out the gate.
All right. I've had this conversation with Corley, with everybody else who's doing this. Balance is a moving target, and it's our greatest challenge. The guys that are doing this, guys like you, Scotty, guys like myself and Corley and everyone that's moving around and sharing their passion and scattering information and meeting other brothers, and we get this amazing feedback from the people and this great feeling of joy that I get when I'm out there and talking about something that burns inside of me that I can't control. You don't get to choose your passion. Your passion chooses you. Mine just happens to be the job that I do already. I'm not the guy that goes fishing. I'm not the guy that goes boating. I'm not the guy that goes hunting. I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that reads fire service books, goes to the fire department, and goes to train firefighters on my days off. And I enjoy the shit of it. And I'm not ashamed for it. I'm unapologetically ate up by this job. That's where it starts. Now, the balance between family and work is an absolute struggle at every level for every one of us. Because no matter what you do and how you justify it, you're always robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're going to be missing days at home at work. You're going to be missing days at home on the road when I'm teaching. And it's a thing that needs to start at the house, I believe. It's a shared vision between my partner and I, my son's mother and I, my family. We all have eventually figured out what works for us. And I do my very, very best to be present. It is so easy for us to go to shift, travel to a place, teach at a conference, hang out with the guys, share our passion, scatter more than we gather, fly home, and show up to the house with 2 yellow amber lights blinking like a radio battery, chirping, right?
Right.
And then sit on the couch and get charged up to green, where you got 4 green lights flashing, and at that time you're ready to pack up and go on your next trip.
Head out. Yeah.
But all your family ever gets is those 2 amber yellow lights and a chirping radio battery. And that, in my opinion, is so unfair to them. So I'm very conscious of that, about what I bring home. It can't be just 2 amber yellow lights all the time. It's got to be green. And once it gets green, I got to stay home and give them all that green because they deserve it just as much as everybody else does.
Right on, brother. Brother, I love the message. And I love the analogy because everybody understands that chirp, chirp.
Chirp, chirp, man. Exactly. Exactly.
No. And I tell people this all the time because that's one of the big questions I get is how do you keep up this intensity? It's like, I could not have kept this intensity up 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I could not have done it. My kids are all grown up and I don't have grandkids right now. So I have a special window, Right. So hats off to the people who can keep up the intensity and keep them batteries charged and not just bring that back to just bring home the amber. Yeah. Audience, man, I say this every time. You are what makes the scrap magical. When it crashes, you come back and you keep it being magical. I can't say thank you enough, man. Thank you for tuning in live. I love you all. Remember, mutts don't scrap. I hope the tones stay silent unless it is burning. Everybody, stay safe out there.